Hello folks, and welcome to another episode of Let's Learn Dwarf Fortress. I'm your host KirinDave, and I'm starting off another thing. When we last left off, we had done a ton of stuff. We have a defensible fortress, we have traps, we have food production, which I think that we need to expand pretty soon. So we're going to be expanding it, naturally. We'll expand this back here in hopes that that will be more soil, and we'll also expand it out here in hopes that that will also be more soil, because I think we're going to be getting migrants very soon. Because one of the things I found is that we have been able to smelt native gold. So a couple of little things that I did between takes is I've just gone and basically made sure to have someone who actually had the furnace operating skill. Izum here. Izum will become was a fisher dwarf, and since that was one of the second generation, if we group by, let's see, do by gender and orientation. By the way, did you know that this game is Tumblr compliant, some people call it, in the sense that it has pretty much every sort of sexuality imaginable? We have asexual people, we have homosexual people, we have bisexual people, they all show up. There are a bunch of other things too. A bunch of other sub-things, including demisexual people. It's really interesting, actually, how much is modeled there and how Dwarven society is really sort of fine with it, so long as a steady supply of children come in. No one's really mad about anything, which is probably makes sense given how difficult their lives are. Let's see. We can also group by migrant wave, which we can see here that we've actually got, you know, a second wave of folks here, and that's one of the people that we've assigned all these things, because we don't really need a fisher. Anyways, once we had that assigned, then the problems I had last episode with no one wanting to work on the labors, that just went away promptly. I'm also running sound sense in the background, so you may hear a little bit of music, a couple of sounds come by. Should be fun. I'll keep them low, but I do recommend running it because it does add a lot of nice ambiance and sometimes surprising songs that you may have heard before. So let's go ahead and resume the fortress. So we've got our trading post set up. I did want to show you a couple of things here, as, by the way, as you can see, we are currently getting the smoothing done. We've got smoothing of the floor, smoothing of the walls happening here. All sorts of stuff is being smoothed because, well, it needs to be done. Anyways, as we can see here, if we go down, we have begun to actually mine out this floor. Now, before I go too far, what I wanted to do was show you something important. This is a super useful thing. Sometimes when you're sitting here digging, you'll see siltstone, you'll see diorite, you'll see, in this case, native gold. Now, we want to actually dig out this whole vein of native gold. We really do want to focus on that and get all of that stuff up. So what we're going to do, actually, we are going to select a square, specifically right there, and then we are going to bring up the Dwarf Fortress console. So this is our DFHack console. And we are going to type digvx, which I accidentally typed vdig. Now, what this is going to do is where the cursor is hovering over, it's going to say dig a vein out. Now, if you do X, it'll also dig up and down. There we go. So you can see that it's actually going to dig this whole vein out. Now, it is a little cheaty in the sense that, you know, it will technically show you things that you haven't seen yet. So I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna hide that window, go back over here, and you can see that it's actually going to take us all the way around here and up and down in some cases, because when you use the X command, it actually digs down. But this is a massive sum of gold. Now, the thing what this command is doing, some people call it cheaty, but I think it just saves time, because what it really does is if you sat down here with your miner and individually mined out everything, it would go through and you'd find exactly this. And you can do that, and if you set things up right with burrows, they're called, you can actually do it just as fast, or rather just as well, and with pretty good speed. But it's also so tedious. So the vdigx basically just manages to, you know, fix that up for us. And as you can see, this is a really, really big vein of gold, and we're going to go ahead and take all that gold because it's good stuff. In the meantime, we're also going to continue to smelt native gold, and then we are going to be working on actually turning that with, you know, we're turning that into various crafts. So what we're going to do is build a workshop, BW, and we are going to build a smithery. So we already have of the blacksmiths, I think, over here. No, that didn't get built. That's right. That's right. That didn't get built in the last run because a little bit of a rollback we had. So we're going to go ahead and build the blacksmiths. So we do F for forge, and which are the workshops. We have a smelter, and now we're going to have a metalsmith's forge. Now, we need an anvil for this. You have to pack these along in default Dwarf Fortress. You can't build one yourself. You have to bring it or trade for it. So if you don't bring one, well, then you'll never ever have one. And then we're also going to use a little bit of obsidian to go ahead and finish it off. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get these things built pretty fast. So here we are digging out, and it's important to think about going forward what we're going to do for food, because while we do have these nice farm plots coming up, we really don't have everything that we need. Now, there's a bunch of different things we could do to actually solve this problem, but one of the most interesting things we could do, by the way, we should make sure to continue to make more crafts. We can make some toys too, make some rock toys to make sure that, you know, we have stuff to sell. But what we could do is build a workshop mason, so we can build a mason's workshop. And once we have that, we can actually start to build nest boxes. We'll put that, I guess, right here. Yeah, that looks good. And we'll build it out of diorite. Because if you look over here, we've got all of these fantastic turkey hens. There's these turkey hens and these gobblers and all these things. And all we have to do is get those into a nice area and set them up so that they can begin to breed and produce chicks. Now, meanwhile, down here, you can see that we have begun to dig substantially into the wall and begun to haul up all that gold. So we're going pretty well. And we're going to be digging out all of this gold. This is a truly massive vein of gold. So that dig VX command, extremely useful. I'm going to show you another really useful command. We're going to pause again for a sec, and I'm going to hit capital H for hotkeys. This is something that I really recommend that you do as you get going. It's useful. It's really, really nice to have. We are going to basically set up a hotkey that automatically brings us to interesting points in our fortress. So this is, of course, the most interesting point, right? Right here. So we hit F1 to select the first thing, and we click the Z button. So now we're going to zoom here. We could change the name with the N button to home, or first base. First B, okay? Now, whenever I hit F1, so let's say I go down here, I hit F1, no, first I have to get out of that. I go over here, hit F1, boom, I'm back over here. I go down, hit F1, boom, back over there. Similarly, let's go down to our dig site. Down here, the root of our dig site. Let's hit capital H, F2 to set the key we want to say. We want to zoom here, name it gold mine, right? So now, all I have to do is escape out of that view, and then if I hit F1, I'm back up here. F2, I'm down here supervising my mining. You can change these over time. You can use them. They're very, very, very useful, and I highly recommend them. So we've got a bunch more people coming in. So what we're going to start doing is producing some more doors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a couple other things. Now, we're also going to build our plots. Because if we've just built all these, you know, farm plots, or room for farm plots, why wouldn't we build them, right? So we'll go ahead and toss that in. I see a little tree there, so we're going to cut that down. Or is that a plant? What is that? That appears to be a little sapling. Oh, so it's not grown yet. That's fine. And we'll build another plot there. And we should have no idlers. If anything, we really just need more people at this point. Do we have any chairs? We do. Oh, yeah, we can finish this up soon. We can put that right there. We're doing pretty well. Pretty well indeed. And if anything, we've just got a real problem trying to get all of our goods up. Now, there's a couple other things I'd like to do to make sure that we have, you know, a good lead something. So we should also make some other objects out of gold. Let's go ahead and make some gold crafts. Let's just make a few of these, and let's, you know, make some gold crafts, These will be our trading things. So that should get us all set up with the various trades, and we're sort of stable for food. Although, let's go ahead and do the next part of the food quest. Then we're going to work on trying to get gold out of our mine faster, because really the number one problem we've got is the dwarves have to lug this gold all the way up. A caravan has arrived. Well, folks, it looks like it's time for a caravan. Check this out. So there is our caravan. There's big wagons going up. You can hear the clattering of things in the background, and they are going to cruise right by, and they are going to try setting up. It looks like they'll have just enough room let's just, I am your liaison from the mountain homes. So this is a dwarven caravan. The latest news from the Metal Seeds, which is our clan, is that a few days ago, refugees calling themselves the Wayward Banner fled from the area, so the armor of the Menace of Disgusting, led by the goblin Roar Taxigroove, descended upon the place. The Mountain Paints also fled from the Menace of Disgusting. So it seems that the Menace of Disgusting has been raiding all of this. There's so many notifications. Basically, the Menace of Disgusting is destroying all outposts. Wow, the Dangerous Towers, all of our fellow outposts are going to be going through. Okay, so we're going to... Okay, let's go ahead and set up our trade agreements. Look over the documents. What we'd like to do is, well, this is all fine. We definitely would like meat, amulets, headwear, sure. That's all fine. Yeah. Okay, so we've got this fellow here. We need to get a trader set up. So that's one thing we could do. We have to set it up so that only the broker may trade. So we just designate a broker. This is something I've been putting off for a little bit because it's a bit complicated. Don't worry, we'll get back to finishing up our turkey gobbler situation in a moment. We're going to be building some nest boxes. Let's see if we can actually get those built. Is our mason's workshop? Yeah, let's go ahead and construct some stuff there. I think actually we can make these out of wood. Let's go ahead and make a nest box. I'm sorry, it's in the Dwarf's workshop. So we're going to make five nest boxes out of wood. All right, and now let's go to the nobles. The nobles and administrators. We hit the N key for that. Now what we need to do is make a manager and a bookkeeper, as we've discussed, but they have requirements. If we go ahead and they say we need a meager office, we need a meager office for them. Similarly, the bookkeeper, Toulon, needs a meager office. So our manager and our bookkeeper need offices. Our broker, well, let's see if we can find somebody who would be a good broker. Our expedition leader actually would be a really good broker. So let's go ahead. He has no requirements to be the broker. So that's fine. Aban can be our broker as well. And in the meantime, let's ask the miners to dig out an office for him. Let's see, where can we put his office? Well, we could put two offices right here, right? So we could have a little office here and a little office here. And we could have a little hallway out of the craft hall over to it. And similarly, we could have another one right here. And that should be fine. Now, what we need to do is we have a bunch of doors we need to get made, but let's go ahead and cancel all but, let's say, 2 of those doors. And then we have to add things for their office. Now, it's really good to have a bed, a table, and a chair for each office that you're making. That's a really good start. So let's see if we can go ahead and get that done. In the meantime, we also want to see if we can get our broker there. So we hit R to say trader requested at the depot. And that should get us to the point where we're ready for that. And we can, in the meantime, start to move. Let's see, do we have any metal bars? We have gold bars. We have a finished goods bin full of stuff. We have some toys. So let's go ahead and get the finished goods bin moved over. I just move over there and hit enter. And then let's also move over at least a few of these gold bars, right? So let's go over and move over just 2 of those gold bars. That should be quite a bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get a bunch of stuff into the trading post, get our broker into the trading post, and then do our best to negotiate for things that we could use. We'll see what they have. Animals, I think, would be really good. All right, so we're going to have some nest boxes building soon, I hope. We definitely have a lot of people working really hard on digging, and look at that. There we go. Some of the offices are being made right now. It looks like we're still waiting on things to get hauled over. Really? Oh, look! A stray dog has given birth to a puppy. We have a puppy. That's cool. In the meantime, let's also go ahead and set up, let's keep working on the nest boxes and not forget, we're going to set up a little pasture up here. We're going to set up as a pasture N, and then hit the properties, and we're going to move all of the turkey hens to here. And the turkey gobbler. So the turkeys this is going to be their home. And let's go ahead and resume that. So now you'll see that there's a dwarf that's going to start pulling the turkeys up there. Nice little kitten. Free kitten giveaway. Uh-oh. we've got kittens. So there is always this concern of cat explosion, which is, well, really with any creature. They can start to just cause an outrageous amount of births if you're not careful. So sometimes you have to make a tough call and butcher some pets. Don't feel too bad about it. It's just something that has to happen. And besides, who doesn't love a nice pair of dog leather shoes? So we appear to have an awful... So here's their St. Cotton Etur. And here's our finished goods bin. And we're pulling up some other things. We have some obsidian toy boats, diorite toy hammers, granite puzzle box, a diorite crown, and we should be bringing over some gold bars soon. So let's wait until that's done. Yeah, look, as you can see, gold bars are being hauled out, and this is what we're going to trade. And we want to be a little bit careful, because the minute you start trading, word gets out, and yeah, things become very real. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Look at all these, look at this. We got trade, we got all these things, so let's go ahead, and as you can see, this is really quite good. So let's go ahead and trade this. And let's also trade our gold bars, because we can't eat gold bars. And let's see what we can get here.